Hey guys, welcome to the Olympic Review Challenge. Oh, I better pause my own self there. Perfect. There is some excitement as we get in here. I see a whole bunch of you guys have joined us for our first game here today as we are doing this, so welcome. We're going to be playing some Kahoot here. A few quick details for you as we are getting started so that you know everything. So just so the order of things. So a lot of you have joined a team already, and you should have been shared a Google Doc with your team number on it. However, I just want to say this. A lot of you, based on your school, may not have access to my Google Doc because your domain blocks shared documents from outside of your school domain. So, all that to say, if you have no idea what your team is, you guys can email me. It's like the longest email on the planet, Gergis Stephanie, no E at the end, at aasd.k12.wi.us. Otherwise, send me a message through the YouTube to let me know that you have no idea what team you're on. So, welcome. You guys can totally enjoy the chat as well. I see you guys are all there. If you want to say where you are from, that'd be cool, and what team you are on. A few quick details as we are getting started. So besides that team sheet, we don't necessarily need that today, but for some of the challenges, you will be using that team sheet. If there's maybe a writing challenge that I'd have you guys do as a team and then submit, or if there was something where I need you to pick some numbers, I might have you put something and decide as a team in the team doc. Now, you can totally go offline and use other things like Snap, or if you guys want GroupMe or email, whatever you guys want to use these days. You guys can communicate as a team. That is totally fine with me. Just wanted you guys to have a starting spot so you guys had everyone's emails and you guys can go from there. Okay, so that's another little detail. So I posted this video that you see, I think, on your screen right now. Yep, absolutely. And as I scroll down here from the Unit 1 video, there are a few things in the description that I just want to kind of point out to you so that you are aware of. Okay, so first of all, as we are looking at this, you are going to see, I'm doing too many things at once here on my other computer. You are going to see, let me go to the live spots. Okay, you can see that. A few things. So this video just went live on Monday. You will see that there's a notes sheet that if you click over here where it says AP World History Unit 1 Notes, you can take notes on that. I don't know if anyone told you yet, but did you guys know? Did you know? The test, the AP test, we have more details coming out on Friday. And I'm in a webcast of sorts with the College Board, but they have openly admitted that this is going to be open notes test. Now, you only have 45 minutes, supposedly, to do that. So perhaps the notes sheet that is up there might be helpful for you guys to organize some of your information. To be totally honest, I don't think the open notes situation is really going to help you that much because you have so little time, and my guess, I am not an expert. I think that it's going to be SAQs, and the reality is you're not going to have time to look up stuff. You just got to go quickly. So either way, there's a notes sheet there for you to use if you want to while you watch the video. Below that, you guys see the Quizlet terms, so you guys could study with those. Hopefully you're ready to go today. There's the world religions videos that are linked there. And then finally, there was a quiz that many of you guys took. And so I'm just going to give you guys some shout out to a few teams of how we did there. I'm going to use my other computer. And on our other teams that did quite well on this, some delaying because I have way too many tabs open as I was prepared for this. We see, I totally lost it, guys, how we did on this. So, yep, totally don't have it handy right now. That's how it works. So I'll tell you soon how that went. But I know that we have a few teams that did rather well on that. Now, I want to give, you guys are shouting out, I can see that in the comments over here. So many of you guys. You got to be nice in the comments, guys. I see some of that. Be cool. Be cool, okay? I'm glad that a lot of these are my people. So you guys be extra cool. As you are in the chat, coming live from Wisconsin here. Shout out to, we have 3 teams in Wisconsin. 2 of them are from the school that I teach at, Appleton West. I just split them in half. And they're shouting out to my husband. And then we have an East-North team. So we have some rivalries within our own town here. But then we have a whole bunch of guys tuning in from lots of other places. So if you were just, I'm going to show you a different screen real quick. If you guys are looking up, you see where all of our teams are located. Whoa, there we go. We have Team 111 from Texas. Team 202, which includes a whole bunch of places, DC, Ecuador, got some internationals here, Thailand, Maryland, Kentucky, and Florida. Team 222, we have some representation from Massachusetts, New Jersey, Pennsylvania. 281 and 282, I believe, are from the same class in Texas. I could be wrong on that, but 333, kind of have the Southwest here, Arizona, Nevada, New Mexico, and Utah. 360 up in the Northwest, we have Alaska and Washington. 405, picture just a highway in LA area. So I don't know if any 405 is here today, but that is what we have there for you. I see there's a little bit of lag. How laggy is it? That's the real question. So we will see how that goes. 511 is Midwest, Illinois, Indiana, Michigan, Minnesota, Missouri, and Ohio. And New York, we have 516, 635 is Texas, 718 is New York, Colorado is 720, 864 is the Carolinas. As I said, there's our Wisconsin team, some more Texas, 972, 973. I don't know the difference between my Texas teams, but as you are looking at the Texas teams, I think some are Dallas, some are Houston, some are other places. And then Team 999, I just added you at the end. So if you don't know what team you're on 999. Okay, so that is the short version there. Okay, so I see you guys say there's a little bit of a lag. I have 30 seconds to 60 seconds on our questions today. I will get you guys an updated leaderboard combining how you did on the last little challenge post the video, and then how we do in the Kahoot today. Now, I've made them longer questions for the purpose of knowing that if it's laggy for one, it's kind of laggy for all. And it's our first time doing this, so we're going to see how that goes for you, okay? Seeing if there's anything else I have on my lovely little Post-it notes to see how we go about this, but I think we're good. Oh, the last thing is, if you do not subscribe to the channel, and I don't send out a link to the games, that could be an easy way for you to tune in. I might do a kind of recap of who is in the lead if I have time. It's been kind of crazy teaching from home. Dan, you're on 999. I added you. I just saw that. So Dan, 999 is your team name. So when we get into the game, okay, when you get into the game, what you're going to need to do is you're going to put your team numbers. So Dan, you'd be 999, and then your first name, Dan, okay? This is how I'm going to allow y'all to, that was for the Southern teams, I don't speak that way. That's how you guys, I'll be able to track the scores for your teams, so make sure you do that. You don't have to do anything yet. So here is where we're going. We're going to go a little Kahootin'. We're going to go live here in a second. Give you guys some time to get into the game here with our classic music here for Kahoot. So you guys can join in the game here as it eventually gets to you. There we go. So you're going to join here. Make sure you have your team numbers there as you are doing. It might be helpful to have 2 devices, okay? If you want to use like your phone or if you want to go dual screen. Whatever it will work for you guys. So welcome to the game as we get in here. So Dan, if you're in the game and you're Dan from the chat, you might want to be 999 Dan. Some of you guys put your number after your name. If you have the chance to leave and come back, put your number first. The reason why I want the number first is because I can sort the data. And if you want to get points for your team, you want to put the number first, okay? So that is where we are at here as we are doing, I feel like that's not a name, but okay. You guys are doing well. as you are joining the game. I think some of you guys are my people, as I saw some familiar names in there. So we'll let you guys join that up into our Kahoot game. I'm looking to see how big the leg is, and there's a reasonable amount of leg, for sure. In the chat, I'm going to throw the number here, well, just so if I go off my screen, 648-0112. Will Kahoot be able to handle all these people at once? I've seen it with big games, like 500 some. So I don't think we'll hit that, but we will see. So the code is in the comments section of the chat. I'm just going to kind of check in. How much time? Between 30 seconds to a minute, depending on the question, for Grady. I'm tempted. I believe I set the settings better this time, so with the difference, I'm going to kind of peek. So if you need to join yet, for leg purposes for sure, I'm going to switch screens though, but if you need the number to get in yet, it is in the chat. So I'm going to switch over to something that you guys see and doesn't mean a lot to you over here. Stream settings. Ultra low. Okay, we have this set up so that supposedly the leg should not be as big of a deal. We'll see. We're doing our best here, okay? So back to Kahoot here. How many questions is it? It's like 50. So we will be here for a little bit, but I hope not to take too long or the whole time as we are getting in here. Maybe 10 seconds. That's not bad. So I'm looking at my computer as well. Oh yeah, it's not even live. So I was like, man, it's really far behind. But I don't think it actually is because I'm watching on my own screen. Okay? So we have 137 people watching on YouTube and 142 in the game. Not really good at math, but that's weird. But either way, that'll work out. I'm going to assume that you guys are in. You can, if you got out, you can get in using that code as we go here. Dan, you are $9.99 for sure here. Natalie says a 30-second leg. If you guys are behind, because I did this as well, if you are on your YouTube video, like so, double check that when you scroll over, that where it says live down there, that you're actually live. I was not for a minute, and if you click on the button where it says live, like let's say you paused your video, live makes you kind of jump to where we are in the broadcast. So that's why I was so far behind, which was making me a little nervous there for a minute. So, very exciting. Hello, everyone. Okay, let's play. Let's play and get this on the roll. So, first question as we are going here. Unit 1 review. It's only a few seconds. So, which empire would you find here? You're looking for the little dot on the map. If you did the pre-questions, that should help you out as you go through here. You should move to Wisconsin, Becca. It's very exciting. Not very good weather. I don't know where you're from, but here is our first question as we're going. There are some of you that have not answered yet. Got it fixed. Oh, good. Okay. So the Song Dynasty is the correct answer. That's where we are looking at on the map. So good job there. I think it's funny that you're making fun of how I say leg because we are from Wisconsin. 202 is in the lead. Grace, nice work as you were on the leaderboard. Let's carry on. Number 2 because we got a ways to go. How did Chinese dynasties, I'll slow down. How did Chinese dynasties such as the Song ensure a strong bureaucracy? Counting her down. Because I actually feel like we only have like a 3-second lag because I'm comparing my two computers. But either way, intense examination based on Confucianism is the correct answer. Nice job, everybody, as you are looking at that. That's the one thing that you want to remember for sure, especially about the Song Dynasty, but most Chinese dynasties. New leaderboard comes up. 2-2. Clark is in the lead. Here we go, number 3. During the Abbasid Empire, or the Abbasid Empire, depending where you're from, this center of learning was a place for all cultures and religions to interact. And we're done. This one, the correct answer was House of Wisdom. You guys did great on that one. As we are continuing on, Clark remains in the lead with Team 222. Number 4. Which religion would have appealed the most to a woman living in a strict patriarchal society? It said religion, so plural. There's 2, obviously. And time. All right. Oh, we got a little bit of a difference here. The correct answer is Christianity and Buddhism. I can see why you may have put Buddhism and Islam as a really good other option that was in here. You like my delay here? Because I kind of like both of them, and I apologize because I think that you could make a solid claim and evidence with that one as well, as we were looking at that. Either way, Claire's in the lead. She's from my school, so shout out, Claire. We'll just continue on and pretend that didn't happen. Number 5, sorry, you guys can make it back. There's lots of questions. The strong, centralized, and hierarchical Roman government eventually collapsed and was replaced by what? I was thinking Unit 1, what's going on in Europe? And the countdown. Correct answer is feudalism. And that is going on. If you watched the review video, you should have known that. Claire's still in the lead. Grace is up there. Natalie. 1st through 3rd. Number 6. Which of the following is a long-term effect of the Crusades? A little bit more time here for you guys to look at this. Long-term effect of the Crusades. All right, I'm probably not going to let this go all the way, so we are almost to our full. So make a choice, everyone. We're going to hit the next button in 3, 2, 1. Correct answer is an increased interest in Eastern luxury goods and technology. Remember that the Crusades then kind of reintroduced Europeans to all the good stuff that's going on in the world. So that makes sense of what that will do. It will not do the other things. You guys, next one was a decline in technological progress, which will actually be the opposite. We'll see that it'll actually increase and lead us to the scientific revolution. Natalie is in the lead, 914. That's another Appleton, Wisconsin person. So nice job there. Zach is either an East or a North person from Appleton. So welcome again, Crosstown Rivals. Number 7, as we are going back here, Islam spread rapidly to West Africa, primarily through what? closing her down here in the last few seconds. All right, trade is the correct answer. Trans-Sahara Trade. Unit 2 video coming out soon. I've just finished that, and it'll be edited and up on Monday. Ooh, Grace takes the lead. Nice job, Grace. Let's carry on. I think that's Texas, but I could be wrong. Number 8. The Chinese population doubled during the Song Dynasty, mainly because of what? Why did the Chinese population double during the Song Dynasty? 111 is Texas, so good job there for our leader. Doing good, everybody. Correct answer, champa rice. Can't forget about the champa rice. That is a great piece of evidence to know for the test if they're looking for evidence about one of our questions here. Ooh, Natalie retakes the lead. Zach is climbing. Grace is from Texas. I looked that up. So nice job for our top 3. Which of the following civilizations continued the pattern of Roman Christian civilization? See how we're doing here? Last call. Here we go. Correct answer is the Byzantine Empire. You guys are doing really great on those, so nice work. Got some movement on the bottom. Nice job, Lily. Carrying on. Number 10. Buddhism spread from northern India to East Asia mainly via what? I feel like this one should not be that difficult for you. There's a lot of noise going there. And time goes to the Silk Roads, right? If we are looking to East Asia, Indian Ocean definitely spread Buddhism too, so that was a good choice. But if we are looking how it primarily got there, initially we're going to see it via the Silk Roads, and then later on in history, the Indian Ocean. We moved around. Grace is in the lead to Texas. This image indicates the subjugation of women and the cultural notion of beauty and status where. It's going to slowly appear for you guys. If you want to take a guess, you could. Oh, that kind of gave it away. Oh, it's paws. There's a little leg. At least on mine. So my screen, and I don't know if this is true for you guys, is I would double check at the bottom of your YouTube feed. If mine gets really far behind, I'm about 10 seconds behind now, just hit that live button again and it'll jump back to where we are, and then we're about 4 seconds late. Just so you know. We're calling it there. Song Dynasty is correct. Foot binding is what you saw in that picture. Natalie regains the lead. Nice job there. Got some strong Texas in the top. Got some more Appleton. 333. I'm not really sure. I think you guys are East Coast. I'll double check that on the next question. All right, the following map illustrates which of the following processes. We'll get over the fact that it's kind of archaic in its look, but if you look at the map, you should be able to study it and figure out what it is showing. You want to know if it's a green? It's not a green screen. Take that. We made a little YouTube studio while we're on coronavirus lockdown here in Wisconsin. Spread of Islam is what you guys saw on that map there. Map questions are going to be pretty prominent on the AP tests in general. So depending on where you're from and what progression of social studies you take, they're most likely, if we do SAQs, which I really think we're going to, there will be one of them that will either be a chart, a graph, a picture, something like that. So make sure you guys really look carefully when you have a question like that to see what it is, and that we don't have any changes in our leaderboard. Number 13. What region of Dar al-Islam was known as Al-Andalus? Thanks for the light props. It is not a green screen. My husband wanted to do a green screen, and I said no. I'm making a real studio here at the house. All right, nice job, guys, here. On this one, the right answer was the Iberian Peninsula. Now, the Iberian Peninsula refers to Spain and Portugal. Okay, so Iberian Peninsula, water on three sides, all that good stuff. So that is what that refers to. So you probably want to know that vocab if you don't know it yet. We know that Al-Andalus is going to be Spanish. It's going to be Spain, obviously. It's going to be Islamic Spain. And so we're going to see that in a long time, we're going to have this kind of influence in Spain. And if you travel there today, you can see some pretty epic mosques because of this influence and how it spread there. So something good to know, and if you guys want to remember that. Next one here, let's see how our leaders. Grace is back in the lead. Natalie, Zach, you guys are in the top 3. Number 14. In medieval Europe, manorialism, the system of a manor, the practice of using manners was what? All right. The free labor economic system under feudalism is the correct answer. As we are looking at the red answer was really the definition of feudalism. So that political agreement between kings, nobles, knights, and peasants. So as you're looking at that, oh wow, I just put someone on timeout. Sorry if you're in the chat too much. Didn't really mean to do that. I've never tried that before. I thought that just meant you couldn't comment anymore. But either way, Grace is back in the lead. Here we go. 15. For medieval Europeans, contact with Muslim Spain, the Crusades, and the rise of Italian trading city-states led to what? Sorry if your answers are blurry. It's not on my other screen, but depends on your device, I'm sure, and your signal. Everyone's online these days. I'm going to skip ahead here. Last chance to answer. All right, significant borrowing of technology is the correct answer as we are looking at what all these things led to. No changes in the leaderboard. Number 16. When Christianity split in 1054, the Pope was in charge of Western Christians, while the Eastern Church was led by what? You can be nice in the chat, everybody. This is what I get the feel of this when I'm not able to be in a classroom. I can just monitor the chat for fun. Big thing to know, again, this is a little bit before our course starts, but it's important to understand. Knowing that the course will be tested from the time period of 1200 to 1900. You guys are kind of getting the deal of a shorter thing that you need to test on with that. I'm going to cut you guys off in a few seconds. 3, 2, 1. Oh, just kidding. I guess it's over. Mine just keeps jumping, just so you guys know, if this is happening to you at home, off of the live like kind of the stream. So if you guys hit that live button at the bottom. So the Byzantine emperor and a patriarch, we talked about kind of that. In my class is Caesaro-papism, Caesar over Pope, or in this case, the emperor being over the patriarch, kind of like them being very together in that system of government in the Byzantine Empire. So good job. Leaderboard. Ooh, there we go. I got some changes up there. 720s on the board twice up there. So nice job to that team. All right, Islam was introduced to all of the following regions through military conquest except for what? Which of the following regions was not through military conquest? This video will be on my channel for a while. I'm going to probably remove it so if I use it again next year, so that people won't see all the answers to it. All right, final answers. Here we go. Oh, my leg is only 2 seconds. West Africa is the right answer. We kind of had a question about that before, but we do see that it did spread to these other 3 areas, India, Anatolia, and Spain, all through military conquest into those areas. India being the Delhi Sultanate. Anatolia is like kind of your region of Turkey, which will kind of be still under the Umayyad and the Abbasid. Eventually, before that, the rightly guided caliphs. Spain, Al-Andalus. Some changes here. Oh, 720. 3 people up there, guys. Let's see how you guys do about that. Number 18. What Chinese belief explained the rise and fall of dynasties? Finally found my document about how people did. I'll give you guys those updates later. 720 is Colorado, everybody. So nice job of getting on the leaderboard. Time's up. Mandate of Heaven is the correct answer. Good job, guys. That's really important to know. Great evidence to ever use in a question. Audrey in the lead from Colorado. So nice job there, Audrey. 19. A mysticism, Islamic practice. It was a way to have a closer connection to Allah. Helped Islam then spread to India and Southeast Asia even further. Trying my best not to give hints because we talked about this in my own class. So I will zip it over here. I will resist all the urges to do what the picture is showing. You clues in the last second here. Okay, we're not going to waste the whole time. Last call. For those that want to answer this one, take a pick. 3, 2, 1. You're done. Okay. Sufis. We talked and watched in my class about swirling dervishes. That's not how you say it, but as they would dance and kind of connect with God in that way. And so it's more of a mystical Islamic practice, this way that you can connect with Allah, Allah being just God in Arabic. So, go. Audrey Grace Connor in the top 3 here. 2, 3 Colorado in the top 3. Okay, so here we go. The following map illustrates the spread of what in the 1300s? Take a look at that map. I know it's kind of small. Very fast. I think on this one there's 2 solid answers. We'll see what you guys put here. Another example of when you have to look at the maps to see what kind of clues you get. I'm going to give you a few more seconds. 3, 2, and 1. All right, it's actually the plague. And I would for sure say that green is a good option, but not the best answer. I don't know if your AP teachers use that as well. Like, that is a good answer, but it's not the best answer. So that is why it's yellow. As you were looking at that map, I think I can show it again. Here it is. if you're looking at that map, you will notice a few things in here. One, you'll notice that the Mongols are shown on the map, and it's the 1300s. Those would be two keys as you look at where it spreads, is literally the route that the Black Plague spread. As we were looking at, it came from Asia, and you'll notice that especially as you're getting into kind of the areas of Messina, into Italy, and then spreading elsewhere, that would be the idea of the plague. So, good job, guys, as you were looking at that one, as we are reviewing this. Leaderboard, got some changes there. Colorado, still doing really well, and 111, which is Texas. All right, so let's see if you guys can knock any of them out of the lead. We still have a ways to go. Which is a belief that reflects the influence of Christianity and Judaism on Islam? Final seconds here. And the correct answer is Moses, Jesus, and Muhammad are all prophets as we are looking at this. It would not be the other ones, and most of you guys know that, so I'm not going to review that anymore. Same leaderboard. Here we go. Number 22. Theravada and Mahayana are branches of what? Should be a quick one, hopefully. The map sure gives a good clue as well. All right, Buddhism is the correct answer. Good job, as we know that Theravada is the traditional, is how I say it. Theravada is traditional Buddhism. It's the T's, if that helps you out. Theravada, traditional Buddhism, like you learned about, Four Noble Truths, Eightfold Path. Mahayana is the greater vehicle, the ones that use bodhisattvas, they delay enlightenment, help other people get there. So Mahayana is going to be the one that spreads more compared to traditional Buddhism, being Theravada. Same leaderboard. Number 23. Feudalism developed in Europe and Japan during the post-classical time period due to what? If you're not doing so great, as some of you guys are mentioning in the chat, know that staying till the end actually helps your team as well. It's not just the top ones that get points for your team. I'm going to pull the data based on how long you guys stay, so stick around for the whole thing. Weakened central powers and a threat of frequent invasions is both true in Europe and Japan. As kind of the overarching governments fell, we know that especially in Europe, that would be Rome, right? As that fell in 476, that will lead to feudalism as there's no overarching government. Same leaderboard. I don't know who's in 6th place, but give a shout out if you are in the chat, because you are so close, and I don't know if you're going to make it up there soon. Which group, the largest number of adherents to Islam, believed that the caliph should be chosen by the Islamic community? And the right answer is Sunni. Sunni. We have about 4-second lag. Sunni is the right answer. Always, that's kind of a big thing to know, even for current events today and what's going on in the world. You guys should know that Sunni is the largest group. No changes. I'm rooting for you, 6th place, whoever you are. Number 25. The return of Confucianism during the Song Dynasty indicates what? All right, that was for sure a harder one, as I had to read it a few times. But when we look at this, so one of the things that happens in China is Buddhism will become more and more popular in the region. And then we see that China goes kind of through this cyclical motion of like returning back to their core ideas, which will always be Confucianism. Okay. You can watch Crazy Rich Asians and they even talk about this. And if you're really bored while you're sitting at home, that could be a good option. You guys will see a lot of ties into filial piety and other things. So that is the correct answer, as they felt like that was kind of a foreign religion, something that came from India and moved into China. And we're going to see that resistance of that as well. Oh, we got some. There we go. But it's more Colorado. Come on. All right. 26. Double points for this one because it's a puzzle. You're going to have to order things on your screen to what order they occurred in chronologically. You got 60 seconds for this. Adriana, if you keep running out of time, double check to make sure that you are live on your screen in YouTube. Just kind of scroll over where it says pause. There's a button that says live. Click that and you'll jump ahead if you got disconnected from the live stream. I don't know if Colorado has better Wi-Fi, for those that are arguing that. Jack, you want a code to the game? Looking at that. If you scroll up to the top of this, it should say somewhere. Otherwise, it's on the screen now. 648-0112. All right, so this is how we did here. If we were to go in order of these events, we're going to see in Unit 1, emergence and spread of Islam will actually happen before that in the 600s. We're going to see that the rise of the Song dynasty is going to be in the late 900s. The plague is going to be in the 1300s, and the Renaissance will be after that. So kind of looking at those events, that is the order of it. See how we did, if that changes things. Oh, we got some motion here. All Colorado. Smooth. Got nothing. Good job, Colorado. I'm rooting for some other people, though, just because it's fun. Where would you find this structure? You're going to see a picture here. Argue that there's a possibility of their group chat for Team 720. I'm not sure about that, but whatever it takes to review, I guess. So West Africa is the right answer. Around the area of Timbuktu, that's where you would find that. So good job. Number 28. The mound-building societies, such as the Cahokia and Hopewell, would be found in modern-day where? Often for games, I do an average of how your team does for some of the scores and the points, so be aware of that to hang in there as we go along. Missouri, Arkansas, and Tennessee is the correct answer. Got some movement within Team Colorado there. What is a similarity between European and Japanese feudalism? All right, both are characterized by decentralized political power and movement within Colorado. Number 30. The European system of feudalism relied on mutual assistance between all levels, based primarily on what? correct answer is agriculture. Good job, guys. For that one, as we carry on, and we have some movement again within the Colorado group. All right, 31. Muslim pilgrimage to Mecca, one of the 5 pillars. What is it? All right, the Hajj is the right answer. Carrying on here as we're looking there. Remember, there is going to be a first, second, third place for the competition. So even if these guys are all in the lead right now, that still is just one of the teams that gets the points. So hang in there. Number 32 refers to the land of Islam, territories in which Islam and its religious laws may be practiced. What is the term to describe that? Dar al-Islam is the correct term. That is a whole topic that is part of Unit 1. So if you're unfamiliar with that, make sure that you are familiar with those belief systems there. I'm not going to be able to know who is in 6th place until we pull the data here. Confucian principle that teaches children should obey and honor their parents and respect their elders. I feel like I've said this a few times, but if you're not live on the YouTube channel, or you're like losing time and it's finishing before you have a chance to answer, make sure you scroll over your stream and hit the live button. I have multiple times been behind that, so check that out. Correct answer, as I mentioned before, from Crazy Rich Asians is filial piety. All right, next one. The map shows which of the following processes. What is this map showing? All right, spread of Islam to Southeast Asia would be the correct answer. At first, you might have been thinking maybe Buddhism, because it does spread to that area as well. But if you saw on the map, the Delhi Sultanate was labeled, which would tell you that's an Islamic empire. More Colorado. 35. What claim would be best supported by these images? Oh, lots of reading. We'll let you guys have a second there. It's kind of small. Again, make sure you might need to go full screen for a minute. It's a good opportunity to study some images here. If you look at the first one on the left, you should notice a few things that look a little bit like things you would maybe use in math class. At the top, we see some numbers and letters. See that at the bottom of that one is numbers, 1 through 9. And then we have someone holding an astrolabe. So the Middle East was leading intellectual developments by the year 1000 is the correct answer. So nice job there. 0720. Carrying on, 36. Christianity was able to take root and survive in what part of Africa? Just saying, if you wrote the Scramble for Africa DBQ, you should know the answer to this. Correct answer is Ethiopia. Slight movement. Oh no, your Kahoot froze. That's bad. Looking at letter A, which empire is located here? A is the top one. That is a little hard to see, I will give you that. That is the Aztecs. Correct. Oh, just movement with those guys. 38. The Inca perfected what type of advanced innovation? Now, the Inca is going to overlap time periods a bit. They will be there when we get to period 4, or unit 4. The correct answer is high latitude road building. Okay. Chinampas is going to be the Aztecs. So, for all those that answered red, that is why that is incorrect. Okay. 39. What religion was used by the government where A is? A is the black top one. It's the furthest to the top on the map, if you cannot see it. Time is up. The correct answer is Islam. Okay, so if you were looking at that map, once again, I'll show you guys, which will be bigger, I think, now, if that is true. It's coming to your screen. Okay, so A, which we are looking at, is going to be the Delhi Sultanate. And we know the Delhi Sultanate is going to be an Islamic empire in India. It will lead the way to the Mughal Empire in India. And that's all I'm going to say without giving anything away for future questions. So that is why Islam is the correct answer. Colorado, I just shake my head at you, but congrats. Which Muslim group overthrew the Umayyad dynasty, set up a new caliphate, and moved the capital to Baghdad? See lots of requests for bigger maps. I will do my best. Abbasid is the right answer. Goes rightly guided caliphs, Umayyad Abbasid. 41. What empire is located at letter D? I'll help you guys out. D is the southernmost purple box. It's very small on your screen. The bottom most box. Who's there? All right, Majapahit. That was something new to the course this year. And so none of the 720s got that right. So you guys, if you are climbing because of that, Majapahit was not a part of our course until I think this year with the rewrite of the curriculum. So we spent some good time on Majapahit in my class. So I'm hopeful for those out there. 42. This code of the samurai in the Japanese feudal system can be best compared to who? All right, European Knights Code of Chivalry is the correct answer. Good job there. Got some movement. 43, we're in the home stretch, everybody. Historians believe the Aztecs and other Mesoamerican societies practice human sacrifice primarily for what reason? And the correct answer is green, which you guys knew that. People legitimize their control over empires by using religion, and in this case, we kind of have a mixture of religion and political control that was used in the Aztec Empire. They also used the tribute system. 44. Which letter shows where Mansa Musa was from? A is on the left and B is on the bottom right. Few seconds left. The correct answer is Mali would be in West Africa, whereas the other one would not be where Mansa Musa was from. He took the famous Hajj to Mecca. That was in the review video as well. Monasticism was an important aspect of which of the following two religions? It's a good vocab word to know. And the correct answer, as we are finishing out here, is Christianity and Buddhism as the correct answer. Christianity and Buddhism. You could become a monk or a nun, which is what monastic orders are, in both of those two religions, which gave more opportunities to females, which is why often people talk about how Christianity and Buddhism gave women more rights because they could have church positions in those ways when others couldn't. Okay. 46. The main issue of the Crusades was what? Correct answer here is control over the Holy Land, which we know is Jerusalem, between Christian and Islamic powers. Next up, which of the following, we are pretty up to date for those that are curious, which of the following best describes the region where the Inca civilization flourished? Lovely picture that's showing up for you. On my bucket list of places to go when someday we can leave our homes again. All right, the Andean Highlands and the Pacific Coast is the correct answer. How are you guys surviving this at-home business? I was good for a while. It's getting a little tedious and boring. 48. The image below, known as the stone enclosure, was built by which medieval society or civilization? Dan, I can add your points together. I gotcha. Eileen, thanks for the shout out to figuring that out. This is also highlighted in my video that released on Monday. Also new to the course this year. So if you have a teacher that's not following the new course guides, you may not know this. Or maybe didn't talk about it, because before this year, I did not either. Staying inside is killing me. I don't know if it's actually, but it is a little boring. The Great Zimbabwe, Southern Africa, is the correct answer. Nice work there. Watching the video. Good work. 49. Buddhism appealed to the poor and to women in India because it offered an alternative to what? Correct answer. We are down to 3 seconds, really. It's about a 3-second lag. Maybe 4. Is the caste system. So again, in India, we see the caste system, which is utilized within society, especially Hindu societies, of kind of keeping you in a strict social order. Buddhism then appealed to the poor and to the women because it allowed them to kind of leave their roles. Anyone want to throw in the chat if you guys know what is the Hindu word for following your duty in life? We'll see whoever can do that first. Throw your team number in there to see if you can get points for that. What is your duty in Hinduism called? Dharma is correct. Our first answer was Grace, I think. Grace, what team are you from? Because we'll give you guys some points there for that. Dharma's right, yes. Dharma's still right for everybody there. Okay, we'll mark that down for Grace's team. I feel like Grace might be in Texas, but I'm just taking a guess. There you go, Texas. There you go. Nice work there. We'll throw some extra points in there. I'll write that down, though. Grace, team 111. All right, here we go. 50. Final ones. Which empire is this? It's a map, everyone's favorite. Okay, there's only one dot on the map. You can do it. What is located there? The lag for me is significant too. Just now we're about 7 seconds. I'm going to again hit the live button at the bottom to jump me ahead, and then it is only 4 seconds difference. Byzantine Empire is correct. For those that are still guessing Dharma, it's still going to Grace and Texas's team. All right. Final 4, I think. The Hagia Sophia in Istanbul is an example of syncretism, or which of these? Final seconds is the blending of 2 or more cultures. I was like 117. Syncretism is a blending of 2 or more cultures. That happens a lot during this course. Don't worry, Colorado, next week's activity may have everyone gunning for you, so that is not good because we are playing a game where you have to take points from a team. Everyone's favorite team is now Colorado. So, sorry about that in advance. I'll tell you more about that at the end. 52. The Great Mosque of Xi'an is example of what? A little bit longer time on this one. We're going to play some Gimkit sometime too, but that's not next week. All right, once we hit 140 here, my feed is lagging a little bit here, which is what we have now. Last call to answer this question. And here you go. Islamic often blended, there's that word again, syncretism, with local cultures becoming syncretic is the right answer here. Ooh, we got quizzes coming too, Dana. That's a good one. So we see the blending. If you guys are looking back at this image once again, we're going to see that this is a mosque, but obviously is blending with the architecture in China. Okay, so that's some more good evidence to write down for you guys. I'll pull the data right after we're done. We'll still streaming here. Look at the letter B. Which empire is located here? It's the southern one, the one on the bottom. All right. The correct answer was the Inca. The Inca. You guys got that right, so good job. 54. What religion was used by government located at B? B is in the southern tip of India. It's the blue box on the top. That should be enough for you to answer this question. Okay, last call, 140. I'm giving her. And that's the end right there. Okay. Oh, and it's the end of the time, I guess. All right, so Hinduism is in the south. A little more points going on here. Thanks, Jack. And last question. Which Asian belief system most strongly influenced these images? Got some coup planning going on, Colorado, so watch out. All right, Confucianism is the correct answer to that one. So let us see our podium here. Seems like some Colorado. Eldon, nice job for third. Audrey, second place. First place goes to, I'm going to say that wrong. Should give me some pronunciation of that, which is lots of Colorado. And so, good job, guys. As we were looking at that, if you want some feedback, we're gonna do the pull the report while we're live here, just showing the top ones. We're gonna have to do a little mathing here to figure out how the points go, which I will not be able to do fully live. So just know that, okay? A neat little report. So, show all 188. So, from there, we got some of our top winners here from other teams, which is kind of what you want to see. If I go, I don't know if that will work. We'll just go down. So we have 111, which is Texas. I remember that. Zach, I don't know if you're from north or east in Appleton, but Zach is in there. Team More Colorado. More 111, which is More Texas. 913, that's one of mine at Appleton West in Appleton, Wisconsin. Okay, some More Colorado. 864, I don't remember where you are from, but welcome as well. We're kind of looking at our top 25 here. We got some 333, 718, 914. And as we kind of go on there, as we're looking at our top, we'll give you the top 30 here. So we see some of these teams that are showing up here in our leaderboards. I'm going to have to pull the actual spreadsheet to do some math to figure out how we did here. So good job overall, everybody. That is a lot of Colorado. Let me tell you a little bit about next week and how this is going to work next week, which might be adventurous, but that's okay. How this is going to work is we are going to drop the new video on Monday. So Unit 2 video will come on Monday. After the Unit 2 video comes out, so if you haven't subscribed to the channel and you want to be notified of that, I don't know if I'm going to send so many emails to you guys. After the Unit 2 video comes out, then there will be a challenge that then goes after it. Based on how you do on the challenge will then allow you and kind of put you in order for how we play the live game. So a lot of the challenge will be more at your own pace for you to review. And a key thing here, if you're like, I just want to win, the real goal is for you to prepare for the AP test. So I am not opposed to you guys using group chats and other things like that. However, if you're just one of the people that is following along with everyone else, I don't know if that's really actually helping you review personally. And my goal really is not that you just win the Olympic competition, but rather do fantastic on your AP exam. So, all that said, how this will work, you'll watch the video on Monday or whenever. Then you will be involved in the challenge that will be open until we have Wednesday, and I will do 3 p.m. again because this time worked pretty decently. 3 p.m. for the live game. Now, in the live game section, what you're going to have to do is you're going to kind of need a team spokesperson, someone that in the chat is going to throw out some numbers. Think of it kind of as I don't know how you say this, but there's like ways where you're going to then decide, like every team is going to have, when I play this, we usually actually play it involving basketball, but there will be so many, we call them X's, coconuts, whatever it is, and you are going to then have to pick which team, sorry Colorado, you want to steal their X's from. And the team with the most X's at the end of the game actually wins the game. So, sorry Colorado for putting a bullseye on you guys as we play the game next week. Some strategy for everybody else, because every year we actually do this live and in person at West. Everyone does kind of team up and go against certain teams, but then that quiet, nice team, no one actually goes after them. So you'll want to pay attention to how I do this next week and kind of show you on the screen how many points everybody has. So we'll kind of be trying this out next week, trying something a little bit different. Most likely the game that's between the video and our live stream will be quizzes, okay? So just so that you are familiar with that. And then I will post also, probably via email one last time. And then I'll get probably a site going to be able to do this. So that is kind of the game plan for this next week. If you're still confused on period 1, or unit 1 as we call it now, the global tapestry, there is that Quizlet deck that would be good to review as well. You could retake that quiz that is on in the description of the period 1 video. Some of you guys are asking if you could do the Kahoot again, and I probably can post that for you guys to do at your own speed just for fun, to see how you guys do. I have to think through that on the fly here. But that is about it. Where will the challenge be located? Still in the live stream, everybody. So we'll come back here, so it will probably be easy for you to just tune into the live stream if you... I promise, I'm not just trying to keep sending you back to the channel, but if you didn't subscribe yet and turn on the notifications, that would probably be helpful. In our class, we also did a Unit 0. Dana said that. Do you need to know it? For the test? Technically, not. We did a Unit 0 too, with things that were prior to 1200, but with the new format, like normally, I think Unit 0 is really important because you need it for, like, if you're doing contextualization or how we got here, for any essays that could have been in Units 1 and 2. But I do not know the format of the tests until most likely Thursday night going into Friday, was when they said they're going to tell everybody what it's like. There's like a teacher webinar Thursday night, and then they told I think they're telling students on Friday what all the AP tests are like this week. And so my guess still is the idea that I think it's short answer questions. If I was to give my full predictions, I think it's short answer questions so that they can test each of the units, because there would be really technically 3 units with 2 subunits in each of them. So the time periods being 1200 to 1450, 1450 to 1750, 1750 to 1900. And so if they had 3 SAQs, one would probably be a passage-based one to test your skills on that, maybe some document analysis. One with a picture or graph is my other theory. Again, these are just my theories. I do not know until tomorrow night / into Friday when they announce it. And then I think one where you'll have a choice of SAQs that are just normal asking a question. And so that is my theory. All that said, you have to study periods or units. Sorry, that's the old language. Units 1 through 6. Okay. So that's years 1200 to 1900. So it's significantly shorter. you technically can cancel your registration for the AP test still, but I would recommend against that. If you watch the Heimler history videos, he would also recommend against that. Mostly because, like, and I think you guys are super lucky, like in the past we were doing 8,000 BCE, right? Like agriculture, that's Wisconsin right there, agriculture. Agriculture all the way to classical civilizations like Rome and Greece and Persia, the earlier parts in Chinese history, right? Shang, Zhou, Qin, Han, all that type of stuff that was probably in Unit 0. However, now the test is just going to be 1,200 to 1,900 this year because of the Ronavirus, if you will, Corona. So there you guys go. So 1,200 to 1,900, that's what you guys need to be studying. So I would, again, because they've admitted it's open notes, if you keep taking notes on the videos, and then I think as we get closer, do something that we did in college called shrinking notes. Like, can you just kind of like shrink it down to big ideas that if you see a question that asks like a time period, that you can kind of glance at something, because you really don't have time to look anything up or do that. Like, they're going to be asking you like to apply things like create claims or comparisons. And so you won't have time to do that kind of on the fly. So I would study your butt off, but I think that it could be helpful, right? To kind of like shrink down your notes to some big ideas for you, because you don't want to be wasting time, because if you're, especially in my class, people are always struggling with time on tests and trying to write quick enough. So we'll spend some time working on that skill. This quiz was very specific. Yep, absolutely. So make sure that you kind of know this information. What else? Anything else that's in this chat that you need to know? I don't think so. So the review videos, glad that they're helpful, Nate. I'm writing Unit 3 today, so that is fun. It's actually very tricky to actually write them all out in advance and then record them. So that's kind of it, though, guys. I will get the leaderboard up and let you guys know how we did and do some of the maths behind that. And that's about it. So thanks for joining and tuning in. You can invite more friends. I'm not necessarily letting them get on teams just because that was a lot of work for me. That was a full day of just organizing you guys all into teams. So at this point, unless there's a quick email, the team 999, those are all my latecomers. Might have a little space on that team if you guys contact me via email. And then from there, what else do I need to know? From there, you guys should be in good shape. The other question, next unit's going to be Unit 2, so about trade networks from 1,200 to 1,450, and the Mongols will be the next quiz that we're looking at for Unit 2. And I think that's about it. Thanks, Grady. I miss seeing my own students, too. We do pretty well at Appleton West. All you guys are from very different schools, as I can tell from the names of your school. We are a public school in Appleton, Wisconsin. I don't know what else to say about us. We're in Wisconsin. And some of you guys are from like very kind of prestigious-y sounding schools out there. Like magnet schools and other things. So we are just a happening place, Appleton West. Shout out to East and North that's out there too. You guys are cool. For East and West people in Appleton, if you guys are not on a team, you can talk to your classmates. We can probably expand that just because that's easy, and you guys are in district, and you can find my email really easily. So, how many people pass from my class? That's a great question. We are, some people, okay, so again, we're a public school in Appleton. Some of you guys have teachers that are like, everybody passes, which is really intense. I'm not going to say that on a live stream, that's then public knowledge. But I've heard of teachers that have told kids not to take the test because they think it will hurt their pass ratio. And I think that's dumb, personally. So I think everyone should take it, whether or not they pass. We're usually in the 60-70% pass ratio, right? And I think personally, a lot of that just comes down to preparing, right? And I think everyone would admit that as well. If you don't put the work in, you don't do the work yourself, it doesn't. That's kind of like where it goes, right? How does the quote go? Preparing to fail is failing to prepare, if I did that in the right order. So you want to put the time in. So You didn't get the code. Oh, Morgan, I'm sorry. We just live streamed the code right from the beginning. So you didn't have an email. For some people that didn't get emails, talk to the people on your teams. Some of the emails did not go through because either they typed it wrong or their domain will not let me email you. So that's part of it. So that's about it, guys. That's all I have for you guys today. We'll see you again next week, 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. So whatever that means for you guys, that would mean if I think through this again, right? That means it would be 4 o'clock Eastern Time and then backwards, right? So 2 o'clock Mountain Time, 1 o'clock if you are on the West Coast, California, Team 405. Otherwise, that's about it, okay? So you guys are talking about pass ratios. I would say that just because you have a lower pass ratio, I'm going to talk it up for your school, Dan, here. Lower pass ratios, often there's a lot of things that go into that. And so I think that they are not the best evidence. It can be teacher, for sure, but it can be a variety of other reasons. So if you're going to a prestigious school, and I almost said something else, you guys aren't going to like me, but versus, or a private school versus a public school, or maybe a more urban public school, or have a variety of other factors, working parents, etc., that can lead to a lot of differences in pass-fail ratios. So I think at the end of the day, just do your best, right? Study. You can only actually care about yourself. And so put the time in. Next Monday, we're going to start with Unit 2. If you are still weak on Unit 1, put the time in now. Kind of study that. If you haven't seen the video, you do that. I think before the test, you should rewatch all the videos personally, just because it'll kind of be fresh in your brain before then we go into some of the skills. Not all of the tests and quizzes and games that we play are going to be all just kind of recall of knowledge. We're going to have to build some claims and do some other things in the weeks to come. So that's all I have for you guys today. I'm going to sign off. Enjoy your time at home. Is there anyone that's not stuck at home is the real question. So, because we are in Wisconsin until I think the 24th or the 30th or something like that of April. So it's a long time. But that's all I got for you guys today. Watch some good movies. There's a ton of good movies that are out there that are historical or even just fun. Today I shouted out to Crazy Rich Asians. Anything in the Marvel universe is always a good choice as well. But that's about it, okay? So if you want more history videos, let me know of some good movie recommendations. You can throw that in the chat as well. Thanks for joining us, guys, and we'll see you next week. See ya! Actually don't know how to stop it right away, but here we go.